know, sometimes this life can get rough. You get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going. I done been knocked down 1,000 times. Yeah, traveling around 1,000 miles. Feel so tired, but you know I can't stop now. Can't wait too soon. Throw in the towel. It ain't looking real good, but I won't give up. Pac said that I gotta keep my head up, so I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear. These roots are deep, I'm on my feet, the underdog. In the fire now, but I won't be burned. I was waiting for this, and now it's my turn. Spit on my face, blood in my eyes. Been underground, now I aim for the skies. Quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. Go and give it your all.
If it's Tuesday, you're a day late because it's Monday and it's time for the UD Awards National Series presented by Slingshot Racing League. My name is Johnny Rapp alongside Justin Wilson in the Slingshot TV booth. Tonight we head to Kentucky Speedway for race number 4 of the season, the Bluegrass 120. Nestled firmly between the metropolitan giants of Cincinnati and Louisville lays a unique piece of stock car racing history. Opening in 2000, Kentucky Speedway started out with aspirations of hosting America's top forms of motorsport, the NASCAR Cup Series included. While it hosted plenty of series from IndyCar to the lower divisions of NASCAR, this glorious raceway would not reach that goal until 2011 with the Quaker State 400. After 10 years of action, seeing drivers such as Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. dominate, Kentucky hosted its last race, won in thrilling fashion by Cole Custer in 2020. Well, Justin, for now, the state of Kentucky Speedway remains in the air, but one thing that is guaranteed is the action we will see on track tonight. Tell us what lies ahead for these ARCA drivers as they take on the Bluegrass 120.
Well, Johnny, Kentucky is a whole new challenge for the field. It's our first mile and a half of the season. grip is up, speeds are going to be high. Mistakes are going to be costly over these 80 laps tonight. Drivers are going to be looking to find the fastest way around, whether it's hugging the bottom or rolling momentum through the middle. But clean air is going to be more important than ever. With only 2 sets of tires in the pits, timing of those stops and keeping track position could be the difference between running up front and getting stuck in the pack. And with that being said, as the field gets ready to roll here in Kentucky, let's head trackside for the singing of our national anthem.
All right, and we are back. And to set the stage for the race here at Kentucky tonight, first we have to talk about the races we've done so far, and that's going to pull us into our points after race 3 at Iowa last week. Right now, Braxton Deweese with that win has kind of extended that points lead, surpassed Rye Jones, and man, I'll tell you, it's still pretty close, but yeah, pretty commanding lead, almost 10 points for the lead in the points here tonight. Matt Coots with 122 in third place there, not far behind, and last season's champion, Chris Smith, right in tow as well.
Yeah, I mean, top 10 currently are all within 36 points of one another. So really, anybody has a shot. I mean, we're only 3 races in, don't get me wrong. We're still waiting on the drop. I don't think the drop week is counted in yet, but at the same time, Braxton Deweese, Ryan Jones, both with a win this season. No doubt about it, them top 2 on the board right now. And even with qualifying tonight, those 2 are going to be up front.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch. And you see even a little bit further back there, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all within a few points. And yeah, hey, it's a pretty tight field. It's pretty impressive to see these cars put on great racing, and it's a pretty equal playing field. So it's all down to how much preparation and luck, I guess you get, And yeah, with that, we're going to move on to our pre-race stories. Once I find those, there they are. Yeah, so we're going to touch on it in just a moment here with our pre-race grid. But qualifying is key. You want to start up front, and you want to hold that track position all night long if you can, but it's going to be tough to do here with these ARCA cars.
Yeah, and moving on from there, the multiple lanes, right? Talking with some of these drivers, I personally don't know, haven't raced this newer version of Kentucky, but it sounds like that top line will eventually come into play. And we know how that 91, that 46, and other drivers like hugging that wall, especially up when that lane opens up. So looking forward to seeing some of those drivers use those multiple lanes to make these passes through the field.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch. And then that brings up tire wear. We talk about it week in and week out, but I mean, it goes hand in hand with the multiple lanes, because a lot of times when you're running that high line, it wears your right front tire out more. And it's something that you want to do maybe just to make passes, but it could be faster. I mean, who knows? But I think with this track, at least in turn 3 and 4, it's going to be a one-lane track, and it's going to be all about managing that front tire, getting down to the bottom and up off the corner.
Yeah, the tight racing that we'll see, especially on these restarts, it's going to be crucial because these drivers are fighting for that track position. So racing is going to be tight, especially in turn 1 with a little bit more banking, a lot more side-by-side racing. Just the wrong move and how close everyone will be. We may see a pileup coming off one of these corners.
We very well could, and it's going to be a spectacle for sure. These cars on this track, 18, 19 cars, something like that. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I believe before we get going here, I'm trying to... Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So we're still in the middle of our warm-up session as we speak, but we are going to bring up one of our drivers here tonight, Zachary Mitchell, for a pre-race interview. Zachary Mitchell, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
I'll tell you what. Definitely a fan favorite here in the Slingshot Racing League now. And man, I'll tell you, we don't talk to you too much up here. We wanted to kind of get you to drop in and have a couple words with us. But how are you feeling about this Kentucky Raceway here tonight?
I'm feeling good. Other than this is probably my first time on this track with this car, so there's that. Other than that, no, I'm excited for this. Just from what I feel so far on the track, turns 1 and 2 is going to be fun. And then when you get to 3 and 4, that's when I really have to pay attention, because that's where I'm struggling the most.
Yeah, we were just talking about it in our pre-race stuff. It's a very tight corner. You really got to kind of try your best to get to the bottom. It's going to be tough, and you got to manage those tires while you do it, and try not to overheat them. But yeah, I'll tell you, man, just kind of like a consistent run so far. What do you need tonight? What do you think? Do you think we're going to get like a bunch of cautions, or do you think we're going to have a green flag run like last week?
I would like to go a full green the whole time, because that's really fun, but I definitely want a caution or two just to get myself reset and get ready for the next green flag to drop.
Certainly is nice to have that reset. And hey, I'll tell you what, we're rooting for you. Hopefully we get to talk to you here later on, but before we let you go, you can still the floor is yours for any shout outs, any sponsors, friends, family at home watching. Have at it.
I just wanted to just shout out everyone, racers, race control, everyone who puts this on for. I just do this for fun, and for me, this is the best racing you can have on a sim, other than the officials on an iRacing service. But yeah, this is so much fun. I enjoy this so much, even though I get 3 hours of sleep afterwards to get up for work, but I don't care about that as much. But I want to give a shout out to my parents who are watching right now, and I know they are enjoying watching as well.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, and yeah, that's some dedication right there. Only 3 hours of sleep, but hey, it's definitely it's fun having you here. So we appreciate you taking that little bit of a I don't even know what word I'm trying to think of, but either way, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm ready for this race, and I'm ready to have some fun.
Get out there, man. Put on a show for us. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you later on.
Will do.
All right, that was Zachary Mitchell in that number 23 machine. You'll see him all night long here as we are moving on to our grid, pre-race grid here. And it looks like up front, it's going to be Rye Jones in that number 91 Driven Bay Life machine, with last year's champion Chris Smith starting second place. Chase Berry will start third place in the 46, with Ryan Brobst in the 11 starting fourth. Jacob Phillips and Braxton DeWeese will round out row number 3, with Robert Brobst and Ellis Thomas starting 7th and 8th. Jacob Nickerson makes his return in the 35, starting 9th, with Randy Gross in the 31, starting 10th.
Yeah, Zachary Mitchell, who we just spoke with, will be rolling off 11th place with James Danforth rolling on his outside in 12th. Number 14 of Lee Campbell will be starting 13th tonight with Matt Kuntz on his outside. Right behind them, you got Steve Vest and Nathan Gentry. Nick Cesare and Devin Rowe will be right behind them, 17th, 18th, and rolling off the last row tonight will be Patrick O'Toole in that Kellogg's 44 and Paul Thomas, that number 42.
Yeah, kind of a smaller field tonight from what we're used to, but hey, still close to 20 cars and plenty of action ahead. It's going to be a fun one to watch. The pace car, the lights are out on the pace car, and Rod Jones is going to lead the field to the green flag in just a moment.
Yeah, it's a long way around this Kentucky Motor Speedway, but pace car is just now dipping off, but the command of this start is going to go off of the flagman for this initial start, the Ryan Jones, and then the whole field behind him bunched up as we are waiting. There it is, green flag's up in the air, and we are off at Kentucky.
Great start from both lines here. We see him still drawing even. Ryan Jones just noses ahead a little bit in the turn one. Chris Smith holding that outside against Chase Berry with
we got a car on the wall already.
Incident.
That looked like Brian Probst in the 11, if I'm not mistaken, get hooked off of turn number 2. Oh, he is crabbing serious damage on that number 11. Didn't even complete one lap.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and get a look at that one. That was definitely, yeah, hey, we only made it a little bit there. A couple turns, and probably have to go back just a little bit further. Yeah, here we go.
A tiny bit further, yeah. You can see coming off of turn 2 here. I mean, you can see the 11's up really high right here. Oh, yeah, tags the wall a little bit and comes off the wall, and Jacob was pinching him just a little bit up there, but he probably didn't expect the 11 to bounce off the wall like that. And yeah, sent him to the inside wall. And yeah, the 11, that's some serious damage. I mean, you can still see him. He's still on the track right now, but he is crabbing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was a great job by everybody behind him there to check up and not get involved. It seemed like it really was only a single car incident and just Brian Probst there. So, hey, get it out of the way early. Get in and get that damage repaired and get back out there. Definitely, yeah, hey, unfortunate, but yeah, he tagged the wall and came down and got into Jacob Phillips, and it could have been a lot worse.
Well, I think fortunate for him, like you said, it happened on lap 1. It's an 80-lap race. I mean, he's probably going to go a couple laps down getting this damage fixed. But, you know, it happened now. He has plenty of time to try to get this fixed. But while we're under yellow, let's thank everybody for tuning in. It looks like we got some pretty active in the chat. Keep in mind, we do have our giveaway today for that free pack of the Canadian NASCAR trading cards. So keep the chat full, man. Tell us who your favorite drivers are, who you're rooting for, who you want us to interview mid-race. Man, we'll pull them in. But looks like we got David Dickens saying his first time here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the race. Tell us who you're rooting for, man. We got Dirt Monkey Matt saying, let's go Phillips, number 56. And then also Matt saying, come on, payday racing. And he's going for that Phillips, number 56. But we just seen the 11 go right across that 56's nose. But yeah, looks like race control is going to call that on the 56. So EOL penalty for Jacob Phillips.
Yeah, just for those who are maybe unaware of our rules here in the Slingshot Racing League, if you are called for a caution, you have to serve an EOL. You have to start at the back of the pack, and if you cause too many, you can end up parked too. But yeah, our race controller, Randy Bechtel, does a great job keeping an eye in the sky over these drivers and trying to keep everything in line. So yeah, unfortunate. That was a pretty close call there for the 56, and yeah, he's going to have to serve that penalty.
Yeah, definitely lap 1. Just got to get a little bit more room, that's all. You know, these drivers finally up to speed in the pack. Don't really see that in practice too much, but hey, it's only lap 4. Plenty of time to get this thing going. Looks like Brian Probst is trying to stay out here on the lead lap, trying to get his damage fixed. Car's still looking a little bit rough. He's going down the back straightaway here.
Yeah, we see it there. It's looks like he's drifting, and he's not. But yeah, that right rear is smoked. And
you remember back in the day when they used to run like that?
yeah, back in the good old days, right? One there, I remember seeing the Sam Hornish or whatever, like a video about that. I think Charlotte. And,
oh yeah, it's an advantage. Okay, it's an advantage.
A little bit of crab walking isn't going to hurt anybody, but we're lined up double file back up front here. Ryan Jones, Chris Smith, Chase Berry, and Braxton DeWeese. Same verse, or second verse, same as the first. We're going to try to re-rack these cars and get some green flag laps underway.
Yeah, this restart's all in control of that number 91 machine this go around. But he still has to wait for the restart zone, which is up near the kind of middle of the tribal areas. He's just now entering it, and he fires away pretty early. Teammate behind him did not go with him. Probably was no communication there between the two, but nonetheless, Ryan Jones with a huge restart, pulls 3 to 4 tenths on the entire rest of the field.
Yeah, great start on that inside line. Chase Berry up to P2 here, battling with Chris Smith. That inside line seems to be working so far, but Chris Smith with the momentum in the 3 gets a man 3 wide behind him. Ellis Thomas is making moves on that bottom lane.
Yeah, Robert Probst kind of run the middle of the track, kind of pushed Braxton DeWeese up a little bit, and Ellis took it right to the bottom and took 2 for 1. But also Chase Berry may have a problem here. He is falling back quickly here in the middle of this pack. He's already lost 4 positions just this one lap as he's being attacked by Randy Gross right now on the inside here. I don't know what's going on with 46, but he's falling back.
I'll tell you what, he's in the middle of the hornet's nest. It seems like he just can't get away from it. He's 3 wide every corner, 3 or 4 wide. And yet, Randy Gross is going to take advantage of that. James Danforth on the inside is going to try to get by too. Chase gets tagged, and looks like Jacob Nickerson in the wall. Oh! Huge contact.
Oh, man, sorry about that jump. That was a huge impact for Patrick O'Toole, as well as the 23. We were just speaking with him, Zachary Mitchell. That is a race-ending crash for that, because he smashed that outside wall.
Yeah, I think we might have cursed him by bringing him in, you know, or that broadcaster's curse that you always hear about. But yeah, we see the 35 get harder than the wall with that contact with Barry.
I would bring this back even further. Yeah, this all started with the 35 and the 46 on the front straightaway here, where they made the contact going into turn 1, because that got the 35. You can see here, he just gave Chase a shot going into the corner here. That got the 35 completely upset. And then you can see Zachary Mitchell going down to avoid, but yeah, Matt Kuntz was there. And yeah, just, tough break for the 23, as well as Patrick O'Toole. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, absolutely nothing you can do there if you're Zachary Mitchell. I mean, you know, we saw Chase was kind of struggling anyway, maybe trying to just kind of find a nice place to ride in line, but yeah, he was definitely a little slow there, and maybe checked up a little early. We're going to ride on board with Mitchell as he goes off into turn 1 and sees that 35 up into the wall, and yeah, evasive action just turns into huge contact.
Wow, that's brutal. I mean, right front suspension damage, the whole front end's gone. That is a tough break.
Pit road now, trying to get that thing fixed, but man, it's going to be a while. They're going to have to bring in maybe a spare car for some parts, but
yeah, Patrick O'Toole has also brought it to the garage. He is done. I know Zachary and it looks like Jacob Nickerson's trying to get their damage fixed. Man, that 23, I'm telling you, he's going to be up here road for a while. If they're even able to fix that car.
Yeah, you hate to see it, man. You know, but kind of had high hopes for him. Getting that interview pre-race, man. I wanted to see him get up there and do good tonight. So, unfortunate. Hopefully he can get it fixed and salvage some points, though. So, I mean, hey, you never know. But
yeah, but while we have a few minutes here, let's bring up some of these drivers. I mean, it's been pretty crazy so far. But let me see if I can... There we go. Jacob Phillips, you got a copy?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, I seen the little bit of contact there on that first incident. Had to go to ELO, but, man, tell me what was it like seeing that wreck there just a few moments ago?
I think the wreck kind of happened to my outside. I started to see it start happening right center of my windshield as I was entering the corner. But I think most of it happened either beside me or behind me. So just happy to kind of start to rebound a little bit. I feel bad for Brian. I think I overdrove the corner a little bit, coming through 1 and 2 on lap 1. Hate it for him. Hopefully he didn't get tore up too much. So.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to get a repair, but hey, nonetheless, hey, kind of, you know, my opinion, a little bit of a shared deal there. But hey, nonetheless, man, still early on in this race, got 70 laps to go. But before we go green here, man, what's the strategy for the 56?
Try and save the right front as much as possible. 3 and 4, if you overdrive it, will destroy the right front. So just try and keep the right front under me, get the car to rotate, and see if we can keep it moving forward.
10-4, man. We got a bunch of people in the chat here rooting you on and rooting for Payday Racing, man. So doing proud, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it and appreciate all the shout-outs, man.
All right, that was Jacob Phillips, number 56. Looks like we're getting ready to line up to go back to the green, Johnny.
yeah, we're going to ride on board with Ryan Jones here and watch from the tail end of the leader as he gets down into the restart zone and tries to get another great launch like he did last time. Hear him get down in the gear and he's ready to go as the field tightens up for this restart on lap 10. Chris Smith on the outside looking for a push from Braxton Deweese and Ellis Thomas on the inside. Another great launch from Ryan Jones.
Well, we knew these restarts were going to be crazy, but did you think they would be this chaotic this early on, Johnny?
Man, I really didn't. And yeah, hopefully they can kind of sort it out, but we've seen 3 and 4 wide as we have Robert Probst in the wall.
Yeah, Robert Probst tagged the wall a little bit, got it straightened back up. Danforth kind of had to lift just a little bit to avoid him, but most of the field is kind of single filed out now, minus back here with Steve Vest and Lee Campbell. But one person that's still continuing to fall back is that 46. He's just, I think he's qualified up front and decided he's going to do his normal strategy of trying to save a set of tires. So keep an eye on that 46. Oh, as he hit the wall coming out of turn 2. Seen a lot of drivers tagging that outside wall there off of turn 2. This must be fighting some tight conditions out here.
Yeah, definitely struggling with that car if they're starting up front, but hopefully someone will get it back together. Right now we have a battle for the lead. Chris Smith on the outside. Ryan Jones down to the turn 1. It's 2x2 for both rows up front. It's Ellis Thomas is on the inside of Braxton Deweese. Looks like Chris Smith's going to be able to use that momentum from the high side to assume the lead.
What I thought was kind of interesting to see there is once Ryan Jones and Chris Smith got side by side, did you see how fast the rest of the field caught up to them? Like, he just completely killed their momentum. But now Ryan Jones on the bottom here is just falling back now.
Yeah, it really did. And yeah, trying to hang on to that third spot with Robert Brooks on the outside. That inside line does not seem like it's working well right now. So we're looking just about 3 wide. Ellis Thomas is thinking about sending it down the middle, and he will down the front straightaway here. 3 wide for third place at the line.
Yeah, Ryan Jones is going to completely back out of it. Yeah, he sees the the kind of chaos that's ensuing and probably doesn't want to be a part of it, trying to save his tires. But man, these drivers are sliding all over the place coming off of turn 2. Seems like turn 2 is the problem.
Yeah, we just saw just about half the field wiggle down the back stretch there, and yeah, able to keep it going here. But yeah, this is some pretty exciting racing up at the top 10.
Yeah, seems kind of all locked in, possibly kind of a draft train here, because Jacob Phillips, who was a part of it, as well as Chase Berry, kind of fell out of that kind of draft, and they've kind of started to try to form a second pack here, but didn't think draft was going to play too much. Robert Probst got really close there to Braxton DeWeese, and they went sideways. And look at Ryan Jones. He's back, puts it right through the middle of Ellis Thomas, put that 91 back to third place.
Some incredible racing up here for the top 5. Still a 2x2. Chris Smith has a little bit of a lead over Braxton DeWeese here, but the battle for third place on is intense. We have Ellis Thomas on the inside. Ryan Jones trying to gain back what he lost on that inside. And Robert Probst and Lee Campbell up here as well. Tail end of this pack is going to be the 88 of James Danforth, and maybe we'll get a little bit of an onboard with him. You can see this pack of cars in front of him.
Oh, Robert Probst hard in the outside wall right there in front of him. See the 88 have to avoid it, but yeah, Robert Probst still hard into it on the outside. That is probably the third time I've seen that 5 car so far tag that wall out of turn 2.
Trying to get everything he can on corner exit and able to use that momentum to kind of recover. Oh my, really crowding the 88 here. Down into turn 1 and 2, and yeah, still able to hold strong.
You notice too when they're side by side, just look how much they're losing to that pack in front of them that are running single file. I mean, they were just a part of that group, and I mean, they're already starting to fall back a little.
You're absolutely right. And man, once again, battle for the lead. Braxton DeWeese trying to make that side work on Chris Smith. Ryan Jones is trying to get his news involved as well. He's going to give a push to Chris on the outside, and Chris is going to be able to clear. What is this, Kentucky or is this Talladega?
Yeah, I will say Ryan Jones has really been making that outside lane work in his favor, but not so much in 3 and 4. It looks like the top line is the place to be in 1 and 2, and the bottom may be the place to be right now in 3 and 4. But the 91 is looking pretty good on that outside, but I'm just curious if he's warming up those right sides, you know, faster than the guys that are turning laps in the bottom.
And that aggressive driving will catch up to you, but we'll see just how much the tires matter. See Chris Smith able to kind of stretch his legs a little bit again now for the lead here. And yeah, we got a little bit of a battle a little bit further back here. We got Ellis Thomas, Lee Campbell, and Randy Gross. Randy Gross is that number 31 machine. He's been having a lot of solid runs this season and just not able to capitalize on them. But yeah, so far so good here tonight, just outside of the top 5 and putting some pressure on Lee Campbell for 5th place.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting stuff here as we see the Campbell just had the wall over in the corner there. But it's been pretty exciting racing so far here at Kentucky. Is looks like Chris Smith's about to catch our first lap car of the evening. That's Devin Rowe. He pitted just a few laps ago. Looks like he's struggling right now in that number 49, but had to make an early pit stop.
Yeah, it could be some damage or just a little bit off on handling here tonight. But yeah, hey, still trying to hold his own, trying to hold on to that lead lap position. We'll have to see how hard he races the leaders to stay on the lead lap. Yeah, this
Well,
could
will be
be.
the first. Oh, no,
I was
my
going to
bad.
say it could be helping Chris Smith a little bit too, getting that draft. But yeah, it looks like Devin is going to pull out of the way.
Devin. Wow, Devin got a little loose off the corner there, and Levi Campbell had to do evasive maneuvers not to slam into the back of the 49. As the 49 is just not having it. And yep, that I seen it coming. Seen it coming.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was just definitely all in the way of that 14, and it was only a matter of time.
Oh wow. Yeah, trying to stay out of the way, but he was out there like a dog looking for a bone. There's nowhere to go because, hey, they're using every inch of this track to get around here. And,
Yeah, this even started back on the front straightaway with Lee Campbell and at 14. I would definitely ride on board with the 14 if we can down the front straightaway here and through this kind of whole ordeal, because yeah, that was very close for that 14. This is what I've seen right here. Huge speed difference
Oh yeah.
between the two.
Good job checking up there, and then we see it just once again. Yeah, that 49 is ill handling, and the 14 of Lee Campbell is trying to get by, and yeah, they kind of came together on the backstretch.
Yeah, Lee Campbell lost a lot of track position out of that whole ordeal. Hopefully not too much damage, but this is probably going to bring our entire field down pit road. Let's see. Yes, they are. Chris Smith brings them down pit road, but it looks like Randy Gross is going to be the only driver to opt to stay out. The rest of the field is coming in. It's a strategy from that 31 team. But now here, as we're riding on board here, well, watching the 91 come down pit road here. Without a doubt, I do expect all these drivers to probably go ahead and take 4 tires. We're about a quarter way through the race now, a little more than a quarter way through the race. So, strategy from the 46 team. Looks like a 2-tire pit stop. Oh, excuse me, a no-tire pit stop for the 46. He took fuel only. I mean, that's the Chase Berry way. Chase Berry way there. See how these drivers all line up coming off pit road. So Randy Gross obviously stayed out. He's going to be lining up first for this restart, with Chase Berry taking a no-tire pit stop here. He's going to run up in second place, but looks like Chris Smith's going to come out first and Ryan Jones second. Braxton DeWeese will be third, with James Danforth and Ellis Thomas going to be up here as well. And as expected, the race control is going to deem that wreck on the 49, but the 49 has exited the track. Oh, wait. So it looks like Randy Gross and Chase Berry are going to bring it down pit road here.
Yeah, and I hate to be the bearer.
That should be a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty on the 31
Yeah.
for not pitting the first time through.
Yeah, that's going to be a black flag for that number 31. Chase Berry, on the other hand, did come down pit road before, so it's not a penalty for Chase Berry. But yeah, Chase Berry's just doing a drive-through, probably because he knows the speed difference that he's going to have compared to the rest of the field with the fresher tires. But yeah, Randy Gross, not sure what's going on. Did he just see that he was the only one out and decided it was worth the penalty to come down pit road? But
it's not.
Is
worth
it
the penalty.
it
It's
is?
a whole,
Is this stop
it's
and
a-
go penalty? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely not worth
yeah,
the
that's-
penalty. Definitely
Yeah,
some
that's definitely not.
miscommunication there from the pit box, and came down a lap late, and well, let's see how it shakes out for him. He was having an incredible run tonight, so unfortunate to see that happen.
Yeah, unsure what's going on with the call there to bring that 31 down pit road afterwards, but he's not the only one out there. Chase Berry did also not take any tires, but yeah, he's gonna have to serve that penalty, so we'll keep an eye on that if he's able to serve it, because you know how chaotic these restarts get.
Yeah, That's very true. We're going to have to see right now. Chris Smith and Ryan Jones will lead the field to the green. At 28 on the inside, looking sharp and ready to hit the gas. See if he can get a great jump like the 91 did on restarts in the past, and he does.
Seems like it just takes forever to get up to speed, but looks like the 31 is going to get his penalty cleared by Randy Bechtel. So tough break, or excuse me, lucky break for that 31 machine and not having to have to serve that penalty.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That would have been a debilitating penalty here under green, but
Oh, that was a close call there between Ellis Thomas and Ryan Jones. Ellis Thomas got really tight. Ryan had to back off, and you can already see the rest of the field trying to capitalize on him having to lift just that little bit. But not worried. That 91 looks pretty strong tonight. He should be able to regain his position and get back up there.
yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with Ellis here of late. I mean, he's coming off of back-to-back top fives, both at Lime Rock and Iowa. And right now, really strong running up here in P3. He's been challenging for the podium all night long. And yeah, impressive run for that 38 so far this season.
Oh, yeah, that's why you got a fast teammate right there at 28 last season's winner, getting some of them racing tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got Lee
CJ.
Campbell back here. Yeah, he's making a move on James Danforth, after that little incident on the the back straightaway just a moment ago. Yeah, Danforth throws a pretty gross block there.
yeah. It's exactly what you have to do. If that car gets to your inside, then, or outside, I guess, in turn one, it could be all over for you. But, yeah, good block, and they're still running hard here at 14 Simpson on the outside. Lee Campbell trying to make a move. He's going to have some momentum, and yeah, we got a race for 5th place.
Yeah, it looks like this go around, majority of the field is all tucked into this kind of single car draft. Aside from back here with Jacob Phillips trying to make a move on Nick DeCesare, but they kind of learned from that first run, you got to stay with the group because draft is extremely important.
Yes, it is. And we can see it in effect right there at 91. Used a little bit of momentum and some draft from the number 8 of Braxton to get past Ellis Thomas. And yeah, he's hounded down Braxton. He wants to get back to that lead where he started.
Yeah, here he is making a move down into turn 3, but that outside's going to have that momentum a little bit. Oh, Braxton's having a little bit of connectivity issue there, but gets it all cleared up. But man, look at the run that those two get. Here comes Ellis Thomas making the move back on Ryan Jones.
Absolutely incredible racing that we're seeing here from Kentucky. Makes you wonder why they took it off the schedule, right? But I'll tell you what, it's definitely putting on a show for us here tonight. And yeah, we love every second of it. We see Ellis Thomas in the 38 really setting it hard on the inside there. Almost got to the inside of the 8, but he's going to have to concede for now as Lee Campbell is charging his way up here to challenge for a podium.
Yeah, we're almost halfway through this race. Oh, man, Brian, look at Danforth with a huge run underneath Ryan Jones. They're going 3 wide on Lee Campbell here. Ryan on the outside, Danforth in the middle. And, yeah, Lee Campbell's just like, yeah, you guys go ahead. I'm just going to lift a little bit here right behind you.
Yeah, great run. Definitely draft in full effect here, and you can kind of back these corners up. It makes me want to get out there and drive these things, I'll tell you. But for now, we're going to be up here calling all the action as we see Danforth trying to slide up in front of the 14. He will, and he will assume the 5th position.
Yeah, you can see the battle that these 3 were having. They've kind of lost track of the leaders just a little bit, but probably enough for them to kind of sniff that draft and get caught back up. Looks like they actually are starting to pull back up to the Ellis Thomas there. But I'm going to say one thing, too, I've noticed is being out front is probably the place to be, because these guys back here that are in this draft are all battling one another, as Chris Smith is just up there just biding his time, just with that fresh, clean air. Definitely the lead is where they want to be. They want to be in that clean air. Oh, Ellis Thomas just got into the left rear of Braxton DeWeese, allowing the 91 to get a huge run on Ellis as he's falling back. But Ryan Jones is going to possibly take this run on Braxton to charge for second. Not going to be able to, but yeah, Ellis Thomas loses 2 positions, getting a little bit tight there off turn 4.
Yeah, we saw maybe Danforth tagged a wall there a little bit too, and there was a little bit of a battle further back with Robert Probst and Jacob Phillips. There's just too much action to cover all at once here. We see Ellis Thomas all over the back bumper of James Danforth here. We're going to get on board with Ellis and just see what these drivers are dealing with from their perspective.
Yeah, definitely looks like these drivers are trying to find that clean air. You don't want to be just tucked in right behind somebody in these corners, so you just see them fan out into the different lanes here. Ryan Jones runs a little bit higher than Braxton, and Danford a little bit there, and then it kind of opens the door up for Ellis on the bottom, just all searching for that clean air on that nose.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have that preferred inside line and try to pull up in front of Danforth. Oh, Danforth in the wall, hard.
That wasn't hard, Johnny. That was just a little kiss. But I tell you what, that marks probably the 5th or 6th driver tonight that's tagged that wall off turn 2. It's that these cars just get extremely tight. It looks like when they're right behind somebody, as we may have a battle for the lead here. Braxton DeWeese looking underneath Chris Smith. That's going to open the door for Ryan Jones to make a move. But now he's going to get the door shut.
Just like we saw earlier, as soon as they make a move for the lead, it just brings the entire top 5 all under a blanket. And yeah, I mean, hey, that would maybe that early move into turn 1 didn't work out too well because it lost a little momentum for that 8, and it opened up the outside for Ryan Jones and Ellis Thomas to try to get by him for second place here.
You know what I think it's time for, Johnny? I think it's time for some crank it up.
This would be a great time for it. Yeah, we'll step away for a lap or so here and give you guys, you can turn it up, listen to these engines roar as these drivers are duking it out here at Kentucky Speedway, and we'll be back on the other end of that. We are back, and this battle for the lead has not died down one bit. We just saw Ryan Jones going all the way up to the wall to try to make a move. A little bit further back, we see a newcomer into this conversation. We got the 00 Nick DeCesare coming up here trying to make a move to get into this top 5.
Yeah, surprising to see how far back Braxton has fell back as well. He's back to 5th. I mean, he hasn't been back here since the start of the race. But yeah, these runs that these drivers are getting, and when you try to make a move to pass somebody, it could just as easily hurt you more than what your momentum was trying to pass, because these guys, when they try to make a pass, they could lose 2 to 3 spots just like that if they don't complete that pass quickly. But you've seen there, Braxton makes a move on James Sanford there and passes him off of turn 2, put him back in the 4th position. But yeah, it's been pretty chaotic even through that, crank it up.
Yeah, I would say that I'm sure there's a way to keep track of it, maybe through Sim Racer Hub, but this might be the race with the most passes that we've ever seen in Slingshot Racing League or Spark.
Yeah, aside from a super speedway, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's every possession is just being swapped back and forth, lap after lap. Incredible racing.
While that's going on too, I do want to give a shout out. All right, Brian Brobst, with that ill handling car, is still out here running. Still on the lead lap, mind you, running at 15th, and it looks like he is just wheeling this thing in the corners. As you can see here, look at that. He is struggling to keep that car underneath him, but he is still out there even after that hard crash on lap 1.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Definitely a valiant effort from that number 11. Trying to keep that car in the race. As back up front, we see a little bit of a mix-up. Ryan Jones up front. Braxton Luis just got by Chris Smith for 2nd place. Kind of making that charge back through the top 5. And who knows what it'll be like in another 2 laps, because the entire top 5 seems like it's completely different than it was just a lap or 2 ago.
Yeah, I mean, he was just, and I mean, Braxton Dewey's just back there in 5th place. Now he's up to 2nd, and it looks like he's going to make the charge to pass Ryan Jones for the lead. And he does. Cleared him. Braxton Dewey was back there sleeping.
Got that great run into the corner and was able to clear before halfway. I feel like you have to clear the car on the outside very early in the corner to make something happen, but Ryan Jones is not going to let him get away with it. He's going to look back inside, and Chris Smith wants to get involved too. Just about 3 wide for the lead here on lap 52.
Yeah, I think you're right. That outside's where you want to be unless you have such a huge run down the front straightaway and kind of clear him right on the entrance of the corner, because if not, you're just going to get stuck on the bottom. As you can see here, as Ryan is now. So he's just fighting as Ellis Thomas tries to stick his nose up there, and he is. Ryan Jones stuck in the middle of a 3-wide situation.
Yeah, we saw it there. James Danforth completely sideways off the corner, trying to make it 3 wide down the backstretch, but it's going to hurt him now. He's going to fall back a little bit. That's going to open the door for Ellis Thomas to make that move and try to put some pressure on these top 3. Top 5, top 6, maybe even more, all under a blanket right now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the top 8 right now, all single file line and holding up the rear end of that. We haven't talked much about him today. That's Matt Kuntz in the 13. In the 13, he started 14th tonight, as well as Nick DeCesare right there in front of him, starting 17th. These guys started deep in the field tonight, and here we are. Just a handful more to go, and they're up here in this lead pack.
It truly is anyone's game right now. Top 5, all, well, top 7 or 8, all still fully in contention. And we see just some crazy racing all throughout here. Ellis Thomas and James Danforth still going at it for that 5th and 4th position. Looks like Danforth will succeed for now, but there's nowhere to go as he has to check up for the 28. Ellis Thomas is going to get back to his inside. Put a little side draft on him, and we're side by side, 3 rows deep down the front stretch.
Yeah, and like I just mentioned, what happened last time we were catching a lap car, we are catching one now. But man, I'm telling you, this positions are swapping. It's hard to keep up with. One moment, you have Chris Smith leading, next is Braxton Deweese, and then Chris Smith's back here trying to fight for second, but falling back in the clutches. This is crazy. It's like getting left out in the draft at a super speedway.
Yeah, it really is. As we see the 35 of Jacob Nickerson getting lapped here, he's going to stay high and try to allow the leaders to get by. Braxton Deweese makes it through handily with Ryan Jones. Oh my, a little bit of contact there. The 35 got in the wall, and yeah, hey, it's all right. He kept it going, and the race continues on.
Yeah, it looked like he caught the safer barrier where it kind of sticks out just a little bit and sucked him right into the wall.
Side by side here for 7th place. We got 14 of Lee Campbell and the 13 of Matt Koontz. Both solid contenders here for quite a while running up here, but that side by side is really making them drop back from the pack a little bit. You can see just the gap in front of them to that top 5. And yeah, they settle it out. And we're going to have to try to hope they can catch that draft to catch back up there.
Yeah, look at this run that both James Danforth and Chris Smith are getting on Ryan Jones here as they almost, both of them cleared them down the straightaway. They tagged up almost like they were, basically bump drafting down the straightaway. It helped Chris Smith out, but it definitely hurt James Danforth. He's going to lose position to Ellis Thomas.
Yeah. So right there in the mix, though, as they're coming through 3 and 4 here. Smith trying to make that momentum work, get a little bit of that draft, and get back up to Braxton to get that lead back. And man, I'll tell you what, he's still right on his tail. All these cars are, as we see Danforth and Ellis still side by side for 4th place. Oh, Ellis in the wall, just a touch. But man, this is just the battle for the lead that will not end.
Well, one thing I failed to look at for a pre-race was what the fuel window for these cars are, because we're coming to 20 laps to go. These drivers pitted about lap 23. That's going to put roughly 60 laps on fuel. I don't know if I don't really know what the range is on these ARCA cars. So, oh, Danforth hard into the wall off turn 2. Ellis Thomas was basically pushing him. Both of them caught the wall off 2, and here comes Nick Cesare to try to capitalize on their mistake. As somebody had just entered pit road.
Yeah, it's exactly what the driver of that Double Zero needed. He's been tagging along to this lead pack, at least on this run. Definitely a pretty good run through the field, and yeah, he's right here with them.
Did just actually have a wreck coming down pit road. Brian Bropes lost it off turn 4. I don't think he was meaning to pit, but yeah, he spun down pit road. Was able to keep it going.
I just can't believe it, man. After last week's race at Iowa, and we saw it was a long green run, kind of like this, but it went the whole race, and man, it was so separated. Where tonight, like, it's just pack race. It's completely, just not what we're used to seeing. And man, it's been just a great job by everybody tonight to keep it together under these circumstances. It's not easy to do when you're 2 and 3 flying, like, for 80 laps. So.
Yeah, and I think we're finally starting to see the tire wear between these drivers, because now they're not quite stacked up as much as they were before. We do have a little bit of separation now between a lot of these drivers, but all that'll change as soon as one of these leaders gets side by side. Well, nonetheless, this has been a pretty good season, especially for these, drivers that have been running up front, right? Our points leader right now, Braxton DeWeese, leading strong on this first place, but second place in points, Ryan Jones here. is Johnny. I read it. Shouldn't have read it. Made me laugh. But yes, he did inform us he did go to the chiropractor again today.
It is true, and I'll tell you what, it is working because he's been up here battling for this top 3 all night long. He's led a lot of laps, had the pole. Evan Pieta Designs pole award tonight. And yeah, strong run from that 91. He did win the first race of the season. He fell back in points a little bit over the last couple weeks, but still right there challenging for the lead.
Yeah, but even still, nonetheless, 2 top 5s on the season. Same as Braxton DeWeese, 2 top 5s in the season. But all 3 races, or at least finished inside the top 10. And that is how you win championships, the consistency of staying inside the top 5 and top 10. So right now doing exactly what they need to do. And, Chris Smith is trying to regain points from what he lost last week at Iowa with the connection failure that he had. And, that race went flag to flag with no caution, so that did not help that 28 machine. But, with that kind of poor finish that he had, he's looking to kind of rebound. Possibly shoot for the win tonight.
Yeah, he looked to make a little bit of a move there. Not able to quite get there, but, man, I'll tell you what, that's been the story tonight for the lead. Just being right there, but not able to bounce.
I'm going to tell you what, that 88, though, still hanging tough, is now our kind of 8-car field has now turned into 4. And James Danforth, who's been actually very strong all night, is running here in the 4th place. He is still in this running. Do not count out that gold number 88 because he's right there following in the tracks of Ryan Jones. So right now, as we're going to be crossing the line for 10 laps to go, one of these 4 drivers have the shot at it. That second group's going to need a miracle to start catching up to them because these 4 are fast.
Yeah, you can see it there. Maybe a little bit of an alternate line for the 88, trying to use that high line, that extra banking out there to build some momentum. Kind of fell back a little bit, not able to kind of use that as he wished, but yeah, we see, man, he did catch up a lot to Ryan Jones at the end of the straightaway there.
Yeah, kind of had a really bad 3 and 4 there, but these tires, it looks like these drivers are definitely struggling on the tires now because they're not making the kind of aggressive moves that we've been seeing all race long. So right now, Braxton DeWeese is probably feeling really good up there in the lead because the tires of those 3 behind him don't really have the grip that they need to really push the issue.
Yeah, we'll see our tire tracker here. It says low tire wear. So just maybe not a lot going on here. I don't know if it's going to say anything different for anybody else. But, yeah, not a whole lot of tire wear. Probably a fairly cool track. And, yeah, definitely it is made for some incredible racing as we see this side-by-side battle for 3rd place. Danforth not letting Ryan Jones go, but right now he will have to concede for the moment. A little bit further back, our biggest mover tonight so far, Nick DeCesare, up 10 positions from where he started. We're at the end of this second mini pack that has started with Ellis Thomas, Matt Kuntz, and Nick. And he's trying to mind his P's and Q's and maybe be able to get by these 3 and get himself a top 5 before this thing's all said and done.
Yeah, and everybody in the chat, let's hear who you have on. We only got coming up to 5 laps to go. Pretty much one of these top 4 right now are kind of in the running unless something crazy happens. Let's hear it. I know we got Lee Hamby was in the chat saying he would love to run with these guys. Man, we'd love to have you come join us. Slingshot Racing. Join our Discord. You'll see everything that we have to offer. And Brian Brobes, guess we can always win on lap 1. Yeah, that's a tough break. Tough break there for the number 11 machine.
definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. And yeah, hey, absolutely. If you want to get out here and race with these guys, it's you can reach out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, on send us a comment, or main thing is to join that Discord. So reach out, we'll get you linked up and signed up. But right now we got a battle for 5th place. It's still going on. Ellis Thomas, Matt Kuntz, and Nick DeCesare. We've seen this battle the last couple laps, and it's really starting to heat up.
Yeah, this battle for 5th place definitely spicing up. These guys know they don't have a shot to catch the top 4 with only a handful of laps to go, but they're still shooting to get that top 5, which means a lot when it comes points payout time.
Absolutely does, as they are now catching a lap car of Nathan Gentry. Nathan's going to go up to the wall, get out of the way. It's going to allow the 38 and the 13 to continue to do battle through 3 and 4 down the front stretch. And yeah, still drawing even at the line. This is probably going to be the battle to watch for the end of the race here. But up front, they are still single file, all 4 of them in a line. Still within striking distance. Chris Smith maybe, saving his tires up a little bit to try to make a late charge here, but it's going to take a lot of doing to get by that number 8.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of that. If he wants to go, he's going to need to do it now. 2 laps to go, and he is not really gained any on Braxton DeWeese in these last few laps. 2 tenths behind him now, and we'll keep that tracker up to see if there's anything, but Braxton DeWeese was definitely a lot faster that last lap. Yeah, here comes Braxton DeWeese off turn 4, and you can just see Chris Smith back there scraping the walls. He's going to take the white flag for our final lap around this our Kentucky 120. But man, Braxton DeWeese was hanging in strong, been tough all night, and is looking to pay off. Can he pull off a back-to-back victory here? He's only got a half a lap left to do it.
Turn 3 and 4 lap car gets out of the way, and Braxton DeWeese has 1 turn to go and about a 3 car lengths back. Braxton DeWeese is going to head down the front stretch to win the Bluegrass 120 at Kentucky. Race number 2, win number 2 of the season. Absolutely incredible race here tonight from these guys, and Braxton DeWeese is cementing himself as a championship favorite.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those races where clean air made all of the difference. But man, what a great race that we saw tonight, Johnny. It kind of fell off there at the end with the tires, but nonetheless, very exciting. It was, like you said, it was like watching a Daytona or Talladega race.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, one of the best races I think that we've ever called. And, man, it was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of respect out there on the track. That's exactly what you want to see. We had a couple incidents, but it was nothing foul. And we're going to see Braxton DeWeese burn it down on the front stretch here. Before we come back and do our top 3 interviews, we're going to step away for just one moment to hear from our partners at Whiplash Sim Cams. All these cameras that we're using here tonight, if you like them, maybe you got a league of your own, you can go reach out to Whiplash Sim Cams, and they do a great job of making these custom camera packs. So, yeah, we'll see you on the other end. All right, we are back. Ready for our post-race interviews here tonight. We're going to start things off with third place finisher tonight, Rye Jones. In the number 91, Rye, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's happening, man? I'll tell you what, you started up front and you stayed up front all night long in that intense battle. We haven't seen anything like that. Take us through just how this race unfolded.
Yeah, sorry, I need some water. It was fun. Way more intense than I thought it would be. Happy to be up front, happy to finish up front. Just once Braxton took the lead there and we get the long run going, and once it finally starts to spread out, it's you can't find a place to pass in this car. It's got there's like an air bubble, kind of like when you get up close to them, like on the exits, and it just wants to I don't know, you just lose all momentum. It's kind of like the next gen car, but with higher downforce. And it's fun, and there's a couple different grooves you can run in 3 and 4. I mean, even in 1 and 2, you can kind of run, the bottom and kind of like the middle groove a little bit to try and get a run. But really, like if you get on somebody's inside, it's so hard to try and complete the pass. So you really have to try and do it on the outside, at least after about the 30-40 laps. So I was just happy to kind of not get involved in any of the craziness. Happy to make it more than one lap this time. Frustrated to lose to Braxton again, but just got to do something to get better.
You said you weren't involved in any of the craziness, but that battle for the lead with the top 7 was crazy the entire race. Man, I mean, we saw y'all 2, 3, almost 4 wide there a couple times up there battling for the lead, and it was an incredible show. Take us through. Was there it didn't seem like there was too much tire wear to worry about. Was that something that was on your mind?
Not really. There was definitely right front tire wear, but there was nothing on the rear. There's just way too much grip. So yeah, the right front would wear, and that's kind of what made the higher lanes work. And you had to manage it a little bit. We were able to, I guess us in the top 4, we were able to kind of separate ourselves. So I mean, that's telling me that it played a little bit of a role, and we just kind of all did the same thing and kind of probably had somewhere around the same tire wear, if I had to guess. So it played a role, but I wasn't worried about it until it started getting, we started getting that air bubble and started getting, just no exit. And so we couldn't get to some of these outside, no matter how high up the track we went. We could get a run, and it would just stall out. So I think maybe the tire wear had a little bit to do. I think Braxton's he's just really good at saving it, for sure. And then when he gets the clean air, he has an easier opportunity to save his tires because he can run his line. He doesn't have to work the track like me and Chris were trying to do to try and find something. So I agree with you. It was hectic, when we were all bunched up and there was 7, 8 of us. I had absolutely 0 friends during that time. There's nothing but Fords. So that was I was just trying to take deep breaths during that because I was all right, just be patient and take care of my stuff, and I'll hang with Braxton and Chris. And I ended up getting the lead, and Braxton just came out of nowhere. Just once he took the lead, he was able to maintain from there.
Tell you what, still a valiant effort tonight, and great job on the podium. Before we let you go, man, who helped get you here?
Oh, you guys, of course. Can't thank you all enough for doing the broadcast, putting the league together for you, Johnny, and got to thank all the Payday guys for all the support that they give me, and all the sponsors that kind of help pay for this and put it together, and just grateful and thankful to to be racing and having fun.
We appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully we get to talk to you again in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, go celebrate with the team.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
That was tonight's third place finisher, Rye Jones, won the Evan Pienta Designs Full Award, led some laps, and yeah, challenge for that win all night long. Great run from Ryan. And Justin, I believe you are caught up with Chris Smith.
That I am. Chris Smith, you got a copy? Maybe? Give it one more go. Chris Smith, got a copy?
I got you.
There he is. Well, Chris, man, led the most laps tonight. 36 led of the 80, but just came one spot shy. But walk us through there at the end, because once Braxton's passed you guys for that last time, it looked like you guys struggled to keep up with him.
Yeah, it's just kind of here. It's really, really hard to generate a run, especially with these. You know, we saw it last season in the trucks. These vehicles that got just less horsepower. It's hard to get a run, especially with that flat turns 3 and 4. So I was fighting like a dog to try to keep the lead, because I knew it was going to be really hard to get around the guy who had it, just the way it was feeling, and you know, it was just super tight. The setup was, and you just had to maintain that track position. And Braxton and Ryan, I think Braxton was a little bit further back in traffic. So he was telling me, you know, he was able to experiment a little bit in 3 and 4 and coming up through the field there. And, you know, those two guys, they recognized the run down the hill in 3 and 4. And I was just kind of out there just, you know, kind of just trying to wrap the bottom, you know, on both ends. And, yeah, they got around me and were able to get back around Ryan, but it was behind Braxton. It was just in his wake and just couldn't do anything with him.
Well, nonetheless, I bet you're excited to come in second place, considering how last week went at Iowa. But hey, nonetheless, you know, looking really good for our points battle coming off race number 4. But how you feeling moving on to our crazy schedule after this week?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good recovery. I'm glad that we didn't have any big sort of, you know, connection issues this week. So hopefully we've gotten all that squared away. But yeah, it's good points night. I think that we got an off week next week, so that's good. And then yes, I think it's like you said, it's going to get kind of crazy with some different tracks. I think Portland's coming up, Talladega's coming up, so we're within striking distance. I know, you know, Braxton's going to be real tough to beat. You know, he's good everywhere, and you know, we just gotta minimize the mistakes and, you know, try to be around at the end of these things, and you know, try to grab as many points as we can every single week. But yeah, I'm excited about this next stretch. I think we got Portland, Talladega, and
Vegas, I believe, is the next one after the
break. Vegas. Yeah, so those are 3, you know, pretty good tracks for me. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, man, before we let you go and celebrate the second place win, is there anybody you'd like to thank that got you here tonight for the second place finish?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my family watching at home. Give a shout out to you guys, everybody at Slingshot TV, for all their hard work and for, you know, bringing the show to all the friends, fans, family out there watching. UD Awards for sponsoring my car, for sponsoring the series here. Santa Fight Series, Evan Pienta Designs, RB Designs, Goon Squad, all the people who you know, support the league. Johnny, Robert, Scotty, all the league admins, Randy, for their hard work. My teammates, Ellis, Paul, Steve, and yeah, everybody watching at home. Hope you all enjoy the show.
Well, if they didn't enjoy that show, there's definitely something wrong with them. That was a really good race. But
absolutely,
Johnny, you're gonna have to take over. I have lost all control of my computer here.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, hey, Chris, once again, congratulations, and we will, yeah, hopefully get to talk to you in 2 weeks at Las Vegas, I think he said. I don't remember. And yeah, go celebrate with the team.
Sounds great. Y'all have a good one.
We're back now. Good. I got it now.
All right. Well, we're moving on. We have tonight's winner, Braxton DeWeese, Braxton, man, that was such an incredible race to watch. Man, you got to take us through just exactly what it felt like and how it planned to get that lead and hold it perfectly with everybody knocking at your door all night long.
Yeah, the setup was tight. That was one thing, and dirty air. That was another thing. Be able to get to the lead and be able to keep it. That was very, very important there. So once I got it, I knew I had to keep it. If I didn't, then it was going to be a lot harder. Because as you guys know, longer we go in the run, the harder it's going to be able to pass. Just depending on how the tire save goes. But we're all running around the same pace. We're all pretty much going to fall off around the same, and you got to at least have that clean air. And, fell back to fifth there, and I was like, shoot, man, we're gonna have to work here. So I tried to go to the outside, try to get that to work, and we were getting some pretty good runs off, and I was able to make the passes, get a really good run on the front stretch, to be able to get clear going into one pretty much every time I would do it. So that was very important. If I didn't get clear, then I'd just get held back, and I just have to redo it, potentially have to pass the cars that I had already passed. So I knew every time I went down, I had to get clear, and I knew that I had a pretty good run and just hope for the best. And, the cars in front of the car that I was passing would usually go down, and that would help me with the draft. And I try to go down a little bit more so they wouldn't get to my right rear quarter to slow me down with the side draft. So glad I was able to make that work and be able to get to the lead and keep it. Definitely had to use the air there on Chris. He was getting some pretty good runs, but being able to run to the bottom and the top, middle, wherever I needed to run. There with the clean air was very important, and I was glad I was able to keep the right front on it a good amount to do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you did a masterful job of it, and yeah, definitely impressive to watch. Man, with a pack as tight as it was until like the last maybe 10, 15 laps, there was about 8 cars under a blanket, but it seemed like having that clean air up front definitely helped you out. Maybe saved a little bit of those tires, but yeah, I'll tell you what, back to back. I know we have an off week coming up, but how do you feel about the three-peat at Las Vegas?
Another mile and a half. Granted, it's a little different than this. It's going to be the same ordeal. I feel like getting that clean air is going to be huge. I hope the setup's going to be a tad bit more loose. Usually, if we have a little bit more of a loose setup, I feel like that puts it a little bit more in our hands to where we can do something. Granted, with the dirty air, I feel like that's a little bit better because you go down the corner, then you have somebody give you a little dirty air. With a tight setup, you're just gone. With a loose setup, you can dictate it a little bit more. Try to get a little bit more skew in the car to try to get that left front down a little bit lower in front of the car in front of you. That's a big thing I try to do with these cars. With the higher downforce, dirty air cars, just trying to be able to get a little bit of clean air, especially that left front is a huge deal. So we're just going to try to do our best. Starting up front definitely helps. Hopefully we can, always start a little bit better than we did tonight, but be able to go 6th to 1st is pretty good, especially here at Kentucky. It's real hard to pass. This configuration and the grip and the track, it definitely makes it hard. Wish they did something a little different with the configuration, but I mean, there ain't nothing we can do about it now, so we'll roll with it and just try to do what we did tonight every time we come back, and it makes it even better. We're able to come home at the home track and win. This is the closest track on iRacing, and honestly closest track that will probably be on iRacing in the future. So that's pretty cool to be able to do that, and hopefully we can go to another track that I claim as a home track, Indianapolis, tomorrow, and hopefully we can do pretty good in the Gen 4 series.
Yeah, hey, we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and man, I'll tell you what, once again, incredible run tonight. Definitely extended your points lead, and before we let you go, the floor is yours for any sponsor shout outs, friends, family, anybody at home watching. Have at it.
Yeah, I'll try to make this quick, but happy karaoke. They got karaoke going on tonight after the Bengals-Broncos game down there at Good Time Charlie's in good old Mimesburg, Ohio. We're actually the only Mimesburg in the entire world. It's kind of, you have some cities that have multiple different cities just around the entire world. And we're the only one, so we're a little unique. We're burgers, as we say it, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I appreciate the community we have around here, and happy to karaoke down there is always a good time. So I appreciate Josh over there, as well as Interstate 4, 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop, Steak Time, Dewey's Renovations, Allen's Arts Images, Elevated TV, Paid Leave, Wood Nickel Band, Short Track Report, Scrum and Tires Media, Evan Pineda Designs, Midwest Thunder Roadster Series, the Our Pizza. They sponsor us in Winchester. They're the pizza joint in Winchester, Indiana. So looking forward to my next race there, October 10th on a Friday. That'll be broadcasted on Racing America and Track TV as well. I'll be racing at 7 o'clock, the first race in the Thunder Roadsters. So hopefully we can do pretty good. And a little bit better in our first race. Hopefully we can stay on the lead lap and try to get a top 5. That'd be pretty good. We found some things with our setup that were wrong and definitely made it difficult for me for not only my first race, but just in general if it was my 50th race. So we'll see how we do. And I just appreciate you guys for broadcasting, and hopefully we can do something tomorrow like this. That'd be great.
Yeah, hey, we always appreciate the kind words, and hey, man, we're rooting you on too, man. You got to keep sharing the, all your stuff, anything you video and stuff on your YouTube. Share it in the Discord, man. We want to see it. I want to see it. I know that. So, and we wish you luck with that. But once again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we get to see you back up here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try my best, but I appreciate you, Johnny and Justin. Johnny, I don't know if I've talked to you before. I always feel like I've talked to Justin either way. I appreciate being able to talk to both of you. If I'm able to talk to both of you, then that means I'm doing my job, and then I'm on the podium. So glad to be able to hear from both of you each week, and glad to be able to race with you guys too. It's always a pretty good time, and hopefully y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Right on, man. We love every minute of it. And go celebrate with the team, man.
Yes, sir.
Right, that was tonight's winner, Braxton DeWeese, back to back here in the ARCA series, and man, I'll tell you what, he's putting on a clinic. He's definitely one of the best drivers we got. You know he's going to be up front, and even in these ARCA cars, he's shown that he is a force to be reckoned with. But that's going to move us on to tonight's race results, which... hang on. There we go. We got the race results here. We're going to run through the top 10. We just talked to the top 3. Braxton DeWeese, Chris Smith, and Rye Jones. And 4th place tonight, James Danforth, a contender all night long. Just a couple spots shy of winning this race, but he had everything out there that he could have got it done. And right behind him, we saw Ellis Thomas up front all night long too. Matt Kuntz coming up there, finishing 6th place in that number 13. Nick DeCesare, I believe our biggest mover of the night. Yeah, it looks like he was up 10 positions. He's going to finish in 6th or 7th. Behind him, it's going to be Lee Campbell. We saw that battle between those 3 in the late stages, and hey, that's how it ended up. Lee Campbell's going to come home 8th. Jacob Phillips with a solid run in 9th place, and Chase Berry on, I'm sure, some type of odd strategy after starting 3rd is going to finish 10th, bringing home in the top 10.
He did run all 80 laps on the same set of tires, so yeah, I would say that was a different strategy. Did not pay out for him by no means, but finished up 11th place was Paul Thomas, with Randy Gross right behind him in 12th. And then finishing last on the lead lap was Robert Probst, in the number 5, finishing 13th. Nathan Gentry and Steve Vest, 14th, 15th, each 1 lap down. Jacob Nickerson, we've seen with the damage that he had from that earlier incident, struggled for the rest of the night, 2 laps down, finished 16th. And then the remainder of our drivers did not finish tonight. Brian Probst called it a little bit early. Devin Rowe got caught up in that wreck when they were being lapped by the leaders, and then Zachary Mitchell and Patrick O'Toole getting caught on that very early caution on lap 7 took both of those drivers out.
Yeah, an unfortunate night for them. And hey, even Steve Vest, we saw him lose a few spots in a lap right at the end. Was running up just outside the top 10. But, definitely going to have to ask him what happened there, since we did not catch it. But that's tonight's finishing results. We're going to move on to our point standings after tonight, and it looks like this should be updated. Looks like Braxton, I feel like he should. Okay, I think the drop week came into effect.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I was about to say the drop week did come into effect. So yeah, the points did tighten up just a little bit, or more than what you thought it would have been. But Braxton Dewey still on top with his 2 wins on the season, but Ryan Jones still capitalizing on all these top 3 finishes as well. Still second place, 27 points behind. But as we mentioned with Chris Smith, that drop week kicked in for him of last week's Iowa race, and that's gonna just propel him back up to just 9 points behind the leader. And you can see here Matt Kuntz as well, but that spread between the top 3 and the rest is starting to grow. Those top 3 and are just starting to pull away as they're just basically finishing in the top 5 every race.
Yeah, you can see a very drastic difference there, but yeah, still solid run so far this season for Matt Kuntz, Ellis Thomas, and Nick DeCesare. James Danforth kind of making a charge at it tonight, and some pretty consistent. Oh my, sorry. Some pretty consistent runs from Jacob Phillips and Robert Probst keep them right inside the top 10. With Lee Campbell rounding out the top 10, 37 points behind the lead.
Yeah, kind of the biggest mover of the race was James Danforth here. Moved up 4 positions and right now tied for 7th place with Jacob Phillips. So that good 4th place finish from that from their team tonight is really starting to move them up in the points compared to where they were. So Chase Berry also moved up quite a bit with Lee Campbell, each moving up 3 points. Laura Wiseman wasn't able to show up tonight, so you can see the dramatic 12 position drop from Laura. So
yeah, hey, it happens, you know, and definitely using her drop week tonight. But behind her, we got Randy Rose, who had a great run going until that pit road mistake, and we never really heard much from him after that. But still gained a few positions and points with that run tonight, as well as Paul Thomas and Steve Vest. Paul Thomas finishing just outside the top 10, and Steve Vest was 15th tonight. Zachary Mitchell, we saw that early incident. We talked to him pre-race. We had high hopes, and unfortunate incident ended his night early. He's going to lose some positions. Then we have Nathan Gentry, Patrick O'Toole, and Thomas Bergeron rounding out the top 20. Well, I'll tell you what, if you like what you saw tonight, we got even more of it coming up Wednesday night. The Stand-Up Fight Series Invitational Cup will be at Indianapolis Oval for race number 5 and in the Gen 4 cars. And you'll see me and Justin right there in that race. It's going to be a lot of fun. Randy Bechtel has made some custom setups for us. And I'll tell you what, that one has been one of the funnest ones that I've driven so far, because you're pretty much drifting through the corners and the tires don't heat up too bad. It's going to be a good one to watch, I'm telling you. And then after that Thursday night, we have the penultimate race of the Fall Creek Plumbing National Series from Mystic Racing League at Martinsville. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hey man, they do a playoff system, so it's going to be the last race for some of those drivers to lock themselves in to the final round. They're going to do a top 4, as NASCAR does. And yeah, it's going to be pure chaos. All these drivers trying to etch their way into the Final 4 to make a run at the championship. It's been a lot of fun to call those races, and yeah, 2 races left. It's going to be you don't want to miss that one. And then next week we are off here in the ARCA cars, but yeah, Wednesday we will be at my favorite track, Road America. Definitely had that one circled in those Gen 4 cars for the Stand-Up Fight Series Cup Invitational, and that's going to be a lot of fun. You'll hear Kobe, Sky, and Sal calling that race, and we appreciate everybody on the Slingshot TV team.
well, I only have Super Speedway circled because I'm slow.
I think you'll do just fine at Road America. Either way, definitely looking forward to all those races. And man, I'll tell you what, we do appreciate everybody in the chat. everybody that tunes in, subscribes, and all that. We didn't have a whole lot of chatters tonight, but we tried to keep up with them. And yeah, it looks like yeah, we didn't really miss anything there, but we appreciate everybody. Oh, I'm dropping my phone. We appreciate everybody tuning in, liking, and subscribing.
We do.
Anybody that wants to
give
join
away
the league,
we do have to give away our winner tonight too.
we don't have giveaway. I don't think. Unless
That's
I
what it
missed
says
it.
on the thing. Yeah, I think you missed it.
Did I?
We definitely
Okay.
did.
Okay, well, hey, let's pick one. We're gonna do this live. We're gonna scroll through. We're gonna see who posted. Looks like David Dickin is probably he's posted the most. Everybody else only posted once, I think. So yeah, we're gonna do David Dickin. Looks like another Jacob Phelps fan. So if you're not still watching, we will reach out to Jacob and get your information and send you out a card pack, custom card pack. I keep saying custom, not custom. It's a NASCAR
They're not
trading
custom.
card pack, and yeah, it's not that. There it is. Yeah, one of these things, and yeah, hey, it has a chance to be autographed, and yeah, it's a pretty cool deal that we do here at Slingshot. We love to give stuff away to our followers and people that get in the chat and are active. Help us out. So once again, we appreciate that, and we will be in touch. But yeah, with that said, I think it's about time to wrap up here, Justin. Do you have any final thoughts leaving this race before our off week?
No, just looking forward to the off week, man.
Yeah, I heard that. We'll be back in full force at Las Vegas. For Justin Wilson in the Slingshot TV booth, this is Johnny Rapp. Have a wonderful evening.